like?
It's a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Sounds like we had some really awesome discussions
Gypsy.
again, and then we turned to Netflix. So now, let's come back together.
Oh, we went off track.
Hey, you know what? There's usually something on Netflix about everything in life. So one of the things that I had backwards for a really long time was that I had to go into recovery so that I could be good enough, start to feel good enough about myself, when it was actually reversed. I needed to decide if I was good enough so that I could recover. Because until I really was able to adopt and said, no, I'm going to believe that I am enough. It's like accepting your body right where it is. They were like, you can't, not even like the littlest, just one more pound. No. Right now, fully as it is, with the bloating and the stretch marks and the zits on your back and like everything right now. Everything. And if I can say that about me now, at this weight, like this is what was we were working on, because it was always no, not until then I was able to actually, it was like a free moment. I was like, oh my gosh, this no longer has that power over me. Now I can recover, instead of I'm going to go into recovery and I'm going to work on this so I can start feeling good about myself, so I can decide then. Does that make sense, Julie?
Yeah, I just wanted to put it in perspective.
Yes.
You may have said when I was listening. How old were you when you went into treatment?
I was 25 the first time for Remuda Ranch, and then I was 35 the second time for outpatient. Yeah.
So you had reached a point where you were making that decision for yourself?
I was making that decision for myself, yes. I absolutely was. Because nobody was going to make that for me. And no one, again, my family had absolutely, they did not know what to do. They never known really what to do, because they knew Amy was going to do what she wanted to do. I'm just a little stubborn. I don't know what, and actually when I was able to turn that in the other direction, oh my gosh, I was like on fire. But you can't say that in California. So I'm going to change that analogy right now. Okay, but when you take someone who is, strong, goal-oriented, fearless, and who's been passionately pursuing their eating disorder for 18 years, and then you flip that person around and you put all that in the other direction, freaking awesome things happen.
That's fire.
Right?
Yeah, you
can't
fire,
not
so that's fire.
catch fire into other people. Now you're going to be on fire and you're going to be on fire. We're all, so this is, but just keep it in this room because there's fire extinguishers. So I had to again. That is it's a Debbie Downer. There. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty simple. I had to decide. I'm going to disagree. I'm going to need you to, anytime a message would come into my head that did not line up with my I'm enough, then I'm going to disagree with you. Yeah. Has anyone seen this movie? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm going to need you to turn off that show. Yeah, because you all are wrong. Instagram page, you guys are just, pretty shallow. I'm going to turn that off. And I got to decide. Have you ever met a toddler that just learned how to say no? Mm-hmm. What happens? No, because they can, right? So it's almost like I went to this phase of, disagree. I disagree. And it's so freeing to be like, all that crap, no, it's not true. Or I can, believe for myself, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. So anyway, he was epic. Perfect opportunity to be a part of this workshop, dude. Thank you. But learning to disagree, it's a lot harder than you think, isn't it? Because oftentimes we're told what to think. Think this way. See this picture. Feel this way about the picture. It's all advertising a lot of times. Or our family tells us how to feel, right? Our family tries to tell us how to think. Well, this is how it's done. This is how we feel about things. Once you learn to make up your own mind and say no and disagree, then you can adopt all those other new beliefs that people are like, well, why don't you think this way? Why don't you try this? Now you can try all of those things because you're free to do that. All right, so to that point, the eating disorder mentality was always telling me, you need to be striving. You need to be working towards something. And if you stop your diet, if you don't show up to the gym, if you don't do this, then you're giving up. Are you a quitter? It was very much, don't quit. This is your goal, don't quit. This is your goal, don't quit. And for a long time, I felt like a failure. My eating disorder would tell me, you're like a eating disorder failure in a lot of ways, because I wasn't following it, right? I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing, therefore I failed. I failed at the end of my day, I failed this year, I failed this summer because I didn't get my bikini body I wanted. Everything was a failure. And I realized that disagreeing is not failure and giving up, it's drawing a line. No, I am not giving up, I am walking the hell away. And I'm going to draw that line, and I'm not going to let anything else influence my mindset. It was an emotional line, it was a mental line, I guess we call them boundaries. And some of our kids would call them boundaries. Drawing that line isn't giving up. And so many times, we try so hard to have these eating disorders. You know how hard it is to have an eating disorder? You know how much work it takes to stay in your bulimia and your anorexia? It's a commitment. It's a full-time job. No wonder you can't do anything else, right? So walking away from that can be extremely difficult, especially in that old mindset that says, look at you, Dad. You're going to give up. And you've spent all these years trying to make yourself a better person. That's that old mindset talking, isn't it? The old mindset. So there's a difference between giving up and saying, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to do this different.
I don't know if this is kind of one of the points that you were making with your last question, but I think these three concepts, sort of the enough is enough and the disagreeing and drawing the line, some of us are working with adults, and so, we hope that they're making the decisions for themselves, not always the case. And then those of us who are working with minors, the family system is often kind of the initial IP, and so it's, enough is enough sort of has a dual meaning. Enough is enough meaning where you're at right now in your family system is enough. Now what do you need to do next? Enough is enough, set the boundary, draw the line, and getting the family system to accept that, so then, the minor can sort of seek treatment along with, the family, hopefully. So I think it's, it plays in so many different ways, and then sort of setting the boundaries and whatever terminology you're using in a clinical work, but, yeah.
And I don't have clinical work, so I don't think that direction. I usually am thinking like I'm so used to being on the sofa, and so a lot of my does that make sense? I'm on the couch and you guys are over in the chair. And it's true. Sometimes I get intimidated. I'm like, what do I have to teach? I don't know. I'll teach them how I got off the couch.
It's great insight.
But it can go both ways. Absolutely. In so many different places in our life with us or with our clients or in all of our relationships, we just come to, even if like the simplest thing, like, okay, I've had enough, dog, and you're going to sleep in a great tonight. So simplified.
Yeah, that's why I asked,
Yeah.
because I just want to understand where you were, because of the adolescence, it's much
Yes.
different.
I was not
right?
exploring this during my adolescence, right?
If they have that enough is enough, to some degree, it's probably more rare for where they are,
Absolutely.
as opposed to
Yeah.
the adult, which
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never met an adolescent who would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so once I was able to say enough is enough, the next thing that I arrived at was I had to make a decision about my body. Because I learned now I can disagree, right? I've made up my mind that this is going to be what I'm going to believe. So I decided, okay, well, my body's going to be enough. And it took doing 3 things to be able to do that for myself. It was affirmations and being my own body expert. I'll share with you how I did that. And then I had to watch out for negative influences. Okay, so these are the 3 things that helped me to say, my body is enough. The first one was just telling myself the truth. That's all affirmations are, or really just affirming that you are whatever it is you're saying. See, my eating disorder lies were my truth. It was really hard to come up with an affirmation. Because I was speaking it almost like I could only hear another language. The language of negativity, the language of criticism, right? The inner critic in the brain. He had voice, or your dad's voice, or whoever voice it was. So turning on my voice and go, okay, I'm going to affirm myself by telling myself the truth. Trying to unlearn the reasons why I hated my body. One of the lies that I had adopted as truth was that my body wasn't good enough. The eating disorder is so sneaky. It's right up front about the biggest lie. You think it would save the best for last when you're like totally manipulated? Oh no, it's like right off the bat. You're not even looking for it. It's the biggest one. Bam, there you go. And as soon as it can get you on that, it's like, oh, I've got you, right? So, time to unlearn everything society has taught me. It is so, again, I'm talking about my adult experience, because I was 35, and I had believed my entire life all of these lies that either my mental illness, my bipolar disorder had created, maybe lies from my family, them telling me who I am, the outside world telling me who I am. Yes, sir.
Do you remember, it might be hard to remember in detail, but
I'll try.
yeah. You remember when you first tried to implement or use positive affirmations?
Yeah.
Because
I have a
it's always
story
a
for
tough
you.
sell, right? Because
Yeah.
because people have to kind of a lot of times, at least population I work with,
Yeah.
is just try it, kind of fake it till you make it. Just
Mm-hmm.
you're obviously not a place where you're gonna believe it, but
Oh, sure.
it is a skill that we all use, and you've got to just start practicing it. So, it's tough to get them on board with the affirmations. I was wondering if you recall those moments.
Yeah.
Where you
Let
were
me
trying
show you
to-
one.
Yeah.
I'll show you one. Okay. So my therapist said I had to do this. Okay? And I said, okay, I have to do this. And I was like, I had this almost like this physical, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
She says, I want you to, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. And I want you to tell just give yourself one compliment.
Yeah.
I'm just like, God, this is hell. So I go home, and I go in front of the mirror. You look good. And I just practiced it every day. And the next day I was like, you look good. And it was like, you look good. And then over time, it was like, you look good.
Yeah. You just keep doing it.
And it was like, you look good.
Yeah, I like it. This is a good demonstration.
And then I was like,
what?
so there's a
When did you start
progression.
pointing
You could just,
yourself?
and you could just be like, but it's okay to be like, like gross. That is normal. If it feels weird, then you're doing it right. Right? So like with clients, when you start to set boundaries, you're gonna start feeling really guilty. Right? Especially when I set boundaries with my mother. So, hi Mom. So when I draw, how you doing? When I draw a line with my mother on boundaries for just different things, I'm like, I feel like look how being nice I am. I'm doing the right thing. So yes, it was work. It was practice. And actually it's a habit. Do you know that we get into habits? Who hasn't like a young child or a middle-aged child, or how about a kid at all? Okay. Remember when their attitude habits? I'll say, Annabelle, it's time to clean your room. I'm like, it's almost like I asked her to just give away all her possessions. She goes to her room. And I'm like, Annabelle, why do you do that? She's like, I just don't want to clean my room. And I said, well, can you try to react differently next time. You know what I want you to do, Annabelle? I want you to just watch yourself next time. Think next time just how you're reacting. Next time comes along. Annabelle, it's time to clean your room. She goes, It was a habit. She had created this habit of as soon as mom says clean your room, it's It doesn't even matter if it's half clean. I'd mess with her. I just like the one thing when I said on the floor. Like, can you go pick up your room? Annabelle, there's a shit on the floor. There's this habit we create. Yes, we get in the car, we put on our seatbelt, and we're like, damn it, traffic, when there's only like 2 cars. Because we have these habits, right? We have a habit the way we talk to ourselves, right? When we get up in the morning, we look at ourselves. If you're so used to going, and you're going to go, all the time, right? No, it's not realistic to say that every time I walk past a mirror or see my reflection in a car door that I'm like, oh my God. You know, it's America. It's okay. Okay? It's a body journey. But yes, practice. You could tell them my story. All right. I probably don't need anybody else but just me. Okay. And then I had to be my body expert. There is a book on everything about you in Barnes & Noble. Did you know that? Because they know everything about you. Did you know that? All these experts, they have all the info. So you could be totally stupid, and you can go buy all their books and learn everything that you need to know about yourself. Right? And as long as you listen to them, you'll succeed. I had to figure out for myself what actually filled my stomach, what I actually liked to eat, what made my body feel good. I got to decide when I was tired and when I wasn't. I got to decide if I wanted affection or not. I got to decide how many times I wanted to work out during the week and when I didn't. Because I'm not going to work off someone's chart. I don't live on a chart. Right? So I had to decide if I'm going to be my own expert. When I show up to my doctor, this was just about a year or so ago. You know, I'm pretty awesome, right? So I go to the doctor. I get a clean bill of health. But the doctor starts to encourage me to diet. And you know what I changed, I had my mindset thing on here, right? I had the I am enough mindset. So I was like, no, that's okay. Right? Clean bill of health. I'm my own body expert. Does that doctor know? Right? And he couldn't even prove it. They couldn't even prove it on the tests that I needed to do anything different. So I was my own expert. So I love this picture. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you're an expert in my life and how I should live it. So please continue. I take notes. Oh, please. Tell me how to live. How am I supposed to live myself today? I'm going to Google that. Thanks. It's silly sometimes, but it's not, is it? We're so influenced. We're told how to feel and how to check in with ourselves. You know how to check in with yourself. Right? Do you? This is a totally different workshop. So yes, know what your body needs, tune into it. This has been very difficult for me because with an eating disorder, it allows you to disconnect completely from your body where you have no physical sensations anymore. Trauma does a great job at disconnecting you from physical sensations. I have some unresolved trauma in my childhood I just discovered. So I'm doing EMDR and I'm starting to feel sensations for the first time. It's extremely scary, but you know, I have the enough mindset, so I'm gonna plow right through that. But that was very difficult, and sometimes it can be with eating disorder clients for them to tune in and connect. I don't even know how to do that. Like, I don't even know if I'm hungry. And you want me to tune into my emotions. It's not gonna happen, right? Baby steps. So for me, this was very challenging. I'm still working on feeling the emotions in my body, not just my mind. Does that make sense? You're a therapist, of course it makes sense. Come on now. And with the trauma of the physical injury, and I don't know if any of you can relate to this, when you have a physical injury, sometimes you trap emotions inside your body, emotional pain. So every once in a while, my back right here will start to spasm when I get upset. That's It's right where my injury is. So I really check in with myself. So my physical body will go, something's going on. Because I have some trapped emotions. Who mentioned physical therapy? Somebody mentioned physical therapy or being in physical therapy. Anytime I ever had a back relapse and I had to go to physical therapy, all the depression would come back. Because I had all of that unprocessed emotional pain. So anytime I had to lay and big ice packs would come in, the ultrasound machine, I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. So it can be, you're smiling because you know, right? It can be so challenging for ourselves to tune in and connect. But it's so worth trying. All right. Discussion time again. Those negative influences. Yeah, okay. For me, if I'm gonna go way, way back, the thing that impacted my body the most was the trauma that I endured. That was the most negative, that affected my body relationship, my identity, and everything. I had to, but I didn't know that at the time. I only discovered this a couple months ago. So when I was opening the box and I was remembering the dance time and I was healing, I started to pay attention to what would make me feel those other negative things. Were they people in my life? There are some family members. Love them, but I don't spend a lot of time with them. And there's a reason for that. Because I was very in tune with what influence was around me at the time. Very conscious of my negative influences. I deleted a lot of social media accounts because I was just like, nope, I'm not going to be influenced by that. I know what I tend to hone in on, right? Gotta know yourself really well. So for me, I was influenced by the trauma, the dance injury influenced the relationship that I had with my body. I think a lot of those positive body comments during dance, we talked about how I was always complimented for having the body I had. Your body's perfect, your legs are perfect, your arms are perfect, your hands are perfect. It's like, okay, well, I'm not my legs. I'm not my arms and my hands. So in a way, when I couldn't dance anymore, my body changed. I was no longer perfect. So it was really difficult for me to shift that knowledge that I'm not my body. That influenced it as well. All right, let's go back to our group discussions. Who or what has influenced your relationship with your body? And if negative, how did or do you take your power back? Again, who or what has influenced your relationship with your body? If it's negative, how did you or do you take your power back?